Who can actually afford to live alone in 2026? The solo living trap. It's Sunday afternoon, and Alex is doing the math again. Not because anything changed, not because a bill arrived or a crisis hit, just because the math is a thing Alex does now, on Sundays. Involuntarily, the way some people scroll Instagram or watch football. The rent is $1,750. That's for a one-bedroom in a mid-sized city. Not New York, not San Francisco, not anywhere particularly glamorous. Just a regular apartment in a regular city where Alex has a regular job. The utilities add another $180. Internet is $75. Renter's insurance is $22. That's just the apartment, before food, before the car, before student loans, before anything that makes life feel like a life rather than a series of recurring charges. Alex makes $58,000 a year. After taxes and health insurance premiums through work, that's roughly $3,400 per month in take-home pay. 51% of take-home pay on housing for one person. And Alex is not doing anything wrong. Alex is not living extravagantly. Alex is not making bad choices. Alex is just living alone, which used to be a normal, achievable thing for someone with a steady job and a reasonable income. And it is quietly, mathematically, financially suffocating. My name is Alex, and today we're going to answer the question that a shocking number of people are afraid to ask out loud. Who can actually afford to live alone in 2026? Because the answer is not anyone with a job and some discipline. And the gap between what people think this should cost and what it actually costs is one of the most financially significant gaps in modern American life. Let's look at the real numbers. Let's start with what living alone actually costs before you've bought a single grocery item. According to Apartment List's 2026 National Rent Report, the median rent for a one-bedroom in the United States is now $1,533 per month. That's the median. Half of one-bedrooms in America cost more than that. In major metros, where the majority of jobs, particularly jobs that pay enough to consider living alone, tend to be located, the numbers are significantly higher. New York City, $3,200 plus per month for a one-bedroom. San Francisco, $2,800 plus. Boston, $2,600 plus. Seattle, $2,100 plus. Denver, $1,900 plus. Austin, $1,700 plus. Nashville, $1,650 plus. Chicago, $1,800 plus. And the national median of $1,533 has increased 31% since 2019, significantly outpacing both wage growth and general inflation over the same period. Now, here's the financial planning rule that makes these numbers immediately alarming. The standard guidance from financial planners, from HUD, from virtually every financial authority is that housing should cost no more than 30% of gross income. At $1,533 a month in rent, the rent you require to keep housing at 30% of gross is roughly $61,000 per year. That's gross. After federal and state taxes, that household takes home roughly $46,000 to $50,000 depending on location. Meaning your rent, just rent, no utilities, no internet, nothing else, consumes 37 to 40% of your actual take-home pay, even at the median rent level, on a $61,000 salary. And remember, $61,000 is above the national median household income of $83,730, but that's household income. The median individual earner makes significantly less. The median personal income for a full-time worker in the United States in 2025 was approximately $56,000. At $56,000 gross, that's roughly $3,400 to $3,700 per month take-home. And the median one-bedroom rent is $1,533. That's 41 to 45% of take-home pay, before any other expense exists. Let's build the complete picture of what living alone actually costs, because rent is the biggest number, but it's not the only number, and the other numbers add up in ways that most people significantly underestimate before they actually live alone. Rent, $1,533, national median one bedroom. Electricity, $130 per month, national average single occupant. Gas and heat, $65 per month, national average. Water, $35 per month, national average. Internet, $65 per month, national average. Renter's insurance, $22 per month. Housing subtotal, $1,850. Now add the basics of existing as a human being. Groceries, $400 per month, USDA moderate cost plan for a single adult. Transportation, $500 per month. Car payment, insurance, gas, national average. Health insurance out of pocket, $150 per month. Copays, prescriptions, assuming employer coverage. Phone, $85 per month. Clothing, $75 per month. Personal care, $50 per month. Basic living subtotal, $1,260. Total monthly baseline, $3,110. And this is the baseline. This is the minimum viable solo life. No dining out, no entertainment, no subscriptions, no gym, no travel, no savings, no emergency fund, no retirement contributions, no anything that makes life feel like anything other than a series of survival expenses. To cover $3,110 in expenses with money left over for savings, retirement, and occasionally doing something you enjoy, financial planners generally recommend your expenses not exceed 70 to 75% of take-home pay. To keep $3,110 at 70% of take-home pay, you need a take-home of approximately $4,450 per month. That requires a gross salary of approximately $68,000 to $72,000 per year. This is the minimum income to live alone comfortably at the median rent level in America, while still having any margin for savings or emergencies or anything that actually feels like the past. How many Americans earn $68,000 plus? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics 2025 data, approximately 35% of full-time workers earn $68,000 or more annually. That means roughly 65% of full-time American workers cannot comfortably afford to live alone at median rent levels while maintaining financial health. Not because they're irresponsible, not because they're spending wrong, because the math just doesn't work. Here's the part of this conversation that doesn't get discussed enough, what economists call the singles tax or the solo living penalty. When two people share a living space, they split fixed costs that don't scale linearly with the number of occupants. A two-bedroom apartment for two people in the same city as Alex's one-bedroom might cost $2,200 a month total. Split two ways, $1,100 each. That's $650 less than Alex's one-bedroom for a likely larger and nicer space. The electricity, internet, renter's insurance, all split. The savings continue across every fixed cost category. Conservative estimate, living with one roommate saves the average solo liver $800 to $1,200 per month compared to living alone in a comparable market. Over a year, $9,600 to $14,400. Over 5 years, $48,000 to $72,000. Money that could be an emergency fund, a down payment, a retirement account, a business investment. Instead, it's the price of having your own space. And here's the psychological trap. Once you've lived alone, once you've experienced having your own bathroom, your own kitchen schedule, your own noise level, your own everything, going back to a roommate situation feels like going backward, like a failure, like something a 22-year-old does, not a 34-year-old or a 34-year-old. The solo living upgrade has the same hedonic adaptation problem as every other lifestyle upgrade. It becomes normal extremely quickly, and then the loss of it feels enormous, even though the financial gain of returning to shared living would be substantial and real. Let's go back to Alex and actually run the complete numbers. Alex, 29, project coordinator, $58,000 a year, one bedroom in a mid-sized city, $1,750 per month in rent, slightly above the median for their market. Monthly take-home after taxes and health insurance, $3,400. Monthly expenses, rent, $1,750, electricity and gas, $165, water, $35, internet, $65, renter's insurance, $22. Groceries, $380, car payment, $340, car insurance, $140, gas, $95, phone, $85, student loan minimum payment, $280, subscriptions, streaming, music, one app, $45, personal care and clothing, $100, healthcare copays, average, $60. Total fixed and semi-fixed expenses, $3,562. Alex's take-home, $3,400. Alex's expenses, $3,562. Alex is $162 in the red every single month, before a single discretionary purchase. No dining out, no birthday gift, no haircut, no coffee, no parking ticket, no car repair, no medical surprise, no friend's wedding contribution, no anything. Before any of that, Alex is already $162 underwater.